There is a natural flow of energy in your living environment that is affected by the placement of the objects with it, and that affects your own energy flow. The new book, Feng Shui for Dummies, is full of ways to bring positive energy into your life and make some positive changes. Author David Daniel Kennedy is here with us this morning. Good morning.
Thank you.
Let's start with the basics and describe what Feng Shui is to people.
Feng Shui is based on the premise that everything in the environment affects us. It affects our actions, our emotions, and eventually how well our life goes in areas such as health, relationships, and income.
I think a lot of people sometimes just think it's moving furniture around in the house. That's not what it's all about, though.
People have the idea that Feng Shui is about a nicer environment, but the real energy of Feng Shui is that it can really make massive improvements in your life.
Okay, let's show people an example. This is from the actual book that you have authored, and we're going to show an office. I'm going to hold it here so our camera angle can get it. It's this picture right here, and it looks like it's an actual office. You can actually see where the door would be, and there's actual captions, phrases around it. Explain this to us.
This is based on the idea that you can place an octagon on any environment, such as a home or room, and if you put that in your office, you can map 9 different areas of life, and then you can figure out where you can affect them. For instance, if you want to improve your wealth, which is very common, you can go to the back left area from the front door of the office, and then you can do something there, such as putting a plant there, which would symbolically help to grow your wealth.
So, and why the octagon shape?
The octagon is based on the ancient I Ching, and the ancient masters figure out how to actually orient that to the space of our environment.
Okay, so you're kind of going to, now are you looking primarily to form your furniture in this type of shape in almost every room of your home or office?
Well, the octagon is not necessarily for furniture arrangement.
Okay.
It's where you would go to actually change the energy to improve that area of your life. For instance, let's say you wanted more fame or reputation. So you'd go to the back center of the area and you would do something there, such as maybe putting a light there to brighten the fame.
What if you want it all?
Get all the lights out of there, put a lot of clutter and trash.
You got plants, you got, you know, you got the works going on here. Interesting, interesting. Okay, now I'm going to turn to another one, and this is a bedroom. And it has different diagrams of, it looks like, of angles that you should set your bed in. Explain that for us.
All 3 of these bed positions are considered positive in Feng Shui, and this is based on what's called the commanding position, which means you're in command of your life. So if you can have your bed furthest from the front door of the room, that's best. And secondly, it's good if it's against a solid wall.
Okay.
And thirdly, it allows you to see the main expanse or area of the room. And when you can see the door, and most of the room is in front of you, you feel more in control of life, you know what's coming to you, you make better decisions and have better relationships.
Okay, very interesting. How did you ever start studying about this? But you were from Iowa and grew up in Minnesota, I understand?
That's right. I learned about this 10 years ago and started applying it to my own life, and when I saw results, other people asked me to do it, and that eventually led to the book.
What do you think is the biggest misconception of Feng Shui?
I think the biggest thing that people are confused about is that they think that Feng Shui is simply arranging your environment nicer. When the real power of Feng Shui is that it can make a major improvement in your health, or it can make your children do better in school, and other areas that are very vital to each of us.
Okay, and then you actually, you have a few success stories that you can tell us about.
Sure. I have one client here in the Bay Area who 2 years ago was in a very small house. Their income was failing, and we made quite a few corrections. Now they've doubled their income. They're in a better career. Their relationship is much better, and this is actually quite common.
And one other thing is color has a lot to do with it as well. It's not only placement of plants and whatnot, but you mentioned color in the book.
Yes, color is very powerful on our emotions, our psychology, our physiology. For instance, the color red is very active and bright. So if we want to activate that certain area of our life, we can use red. If we want the energy of life and growth, green is a good color for that. The energy of wealth comes from the color purple.
Oh, interesting. Not the typical green that people think of.
Green is also good for wealth, too.
And I would imagine blue is calming effect?
Blue is calming. It helps to activate new ideas and also brings hope. When we look up at the sky, if it's blue, we feel like it's going to be a great day.
Interesting.
So a nice shade of blue is good for that.
Interesting. Well, if you'd like to talk to David yourself, you're going to be at, I believe, Borders Bookstore in Pleasanton. That's tonight at 7 p.m. You do consult for people as well, but it'd be a great place to meet David and get a chance to talk to you. The book is Feng Shui for Dummies. It's going to clear us all up. Thank you very much for joining us today.